Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will go over sending your models to your Bambu Lab printer. This will be a follow-up to my most viewed video where I teach how to create your own 3D models to print. Link in the description. Today I'm walking you through the entire slicing process, start to finish. Importing a model, navigating the interface, dialing in your settings, and hitting that slice button so you know exactly what you're getting before anything starts printing. I'm using Bambu Studio 2.7. It's currently in public beta, but if you're on 2.6, the layout is essentially the same. All right, let's get into it. So Bambu Studio, as you know, is completely free. I'll put a link in the description. This is what Bambu Studio looks like when you open a new project. Let me give you a quick tour so you know where everything is. And always remember, you could always undo and you could always file new and you'll get a brand new window and you will never break anything. Okay, so across the very top, you got the main workspace tabs. Prepare is where you'll spend most of the time. That's where you set up and slice. Preview switches to the layer by layer view after slicing. Device lets you monitor your printer, and you also got project, calibration, and filament manager. I don't usually touch the last three, so let's get back to prepare. Up on the right hand corner, you have two green buttons, slice plate and print plate. Slice plate processes your model into layers. Print plate slices and immediately sends your job to your printer. We'll be using both of these. The entire left panel is your control center. Scroll down and you'll see everything stacked top to bottom. Printer to the top, nozzle settings, project filaments, and then the process, which is your quality and print settings. This is where almost all the setup happens. The large area to the right, that's your viewport, your virtual build plate. Left click to drag orbit, right click to drag and pan, scroll wheel to zoom. Just above the viewport, there's a toolbar with model manipulation icons. We'll be using those once I bring in a model. Okay, it's time to bring in a model. Easiest way to drag and drop an STL, OBJ, step, or 3MF file straight onto the build plate. I'm using a model I created in the last video, the one and only Gengar. You can also go to File, Import if you prefer. Bambu Studio drops the model center on the build plate. Depending on your file, it might come in the wrong scale or sideways. Okay, let's fix that. So because Gengar came in at a small scale, first thing I want to do is I want to click on scale, right? I want to leave uniform scale clicked on so that everything scales equally. And then I'm going to go 75 millimeters. So rule of thumb, if you're in America, 25 millimeters is usually about an inch. So 75 is 3 inches. Once it's in, click on the model to select it. You'll see this cube-like object around the model, and up in the toolbar, the move, scale, rotate tools light up. Once you click on a tool, you'll have a tool-specific gizmo depending on the tool you select. With rotate, you can rotate. With move, you can move. And with scale, you can scale. You can also move just by clicking and dragging the model around. So there's two tools that I use a lot. One of them is lay on face. And with this, it gives you options on which face of the model you want to lay on the build plate. So if I click on here, it'll lay it this way. Granted, this might not be the best way to print, but it's an option. So click it again. And the other one is auto orient. It'll give you the best orientation to minimize supports and maximize bed contact. Now, if you right click on the model, you get all these options. One is clone, where you could actually make copies. The other one is center, where it centers the model. And if you play around with these, you'll find whatever you're looking for. You can mirror, split, delete, whatever you want. Remember, you need to play around with the program to learn it. And like I said, your model's safe. You're not going to break it. Just play around and you'll find the best settings on your own. I believe in you. Okay, let's go to print settings. In 2.7, everything lives in the left panel. Scrolling to the top, let me walk you through it section by section. At the very top, you have the printer section. You'll see a thumbnail of your printer. Next to it is the plate type. There's also a sync button that pulls the current state of the connected printer. Just below is the nozzle section. Diameter set to 0.4 by default. Flow set to standard. Make sure the diameter matches the nozzle physically installed in your printer. Most Bambu printers ship with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. Below the nozzle is the filament types. Number slots, slot 1, 2, and so on, each with a color swatch and filament name. For single color print, you only need one slot. Click the drop down to change the profile. I got generic PLA, but you could also use Bambu, ABS, ASA, and they correspond to whatever material you actually have. And the reason I have 4 is because I have an AMS. Usually these printers do not ship with AMS. AMS is a supplemental tool that lets you switch between 4 different filaments or 4 different colors. Usually it'll come with one area for you to put one spool and one spool only. And if that's the case, you're only gonna have one filament here. And the cool thing about having the AMS, if you buy filament from Bambu Lab, they come with a RFID pre-installed and it'll populate these settings automatically when the AMS reads it. Below the filaments is the process section. 0.2 millimeters is standard. Drop down and you'll see finer, higher quality presets. Usually the presets will be fine for most prints, but if there's a specific setting that you need to tweak, just scroll down, just play around with the settings. Trust me, you won't break anything. And in process, these are usually on here at default unless I find issues, but for the most part, these work perfect, so I usually don't touch these. Let's go to strength. Sparse infill is your percentage. 0 is hollow, 100 is solid. For the most functional prints, I'm at 15%. Sometimes I might go as low as 5%, which is for like decorative stuff. But if you need something stronger, 40 and higher might be your best bet. The pattern drop down controls the shape of the internal structure of the model. Here you can pick from lightning, which is one of my favorites. And this just gives you a hollow piece. But then at the top, you have these lightning supports that support the top layers of the model. You can go with the community favorite gyroid. It's really strong in all directions, thus why it's very popular with the community. If you don't have any preference, grid is a perfect choice. Okay, let's move on. So as far as speed, like I said, just like quality, I usually don't touch it unless there's a problem. These settings are fine. Let's go to support. If your model has overhang sections like this model does, your parts are hanging out in midair at a steep angle, you'll need to enable supports. And the way you do it is by clicking this here. The type drop down lets you choose normal or tree supports. Tree supports use less material and are easier to remove. Threshold angle controls how steep something needs to be before the support is generated. 30 degrees is the safe default. I wouldn't touch it unless I had an issue. All right, so settings are in. Let's position the model. Again, I'm just gonna click here and click on auto. And then I usually like to put it in the center. So I click on center. It's time to slice. So I click on the slice place button. And it'll slice your model in the plate. So as you can see here, you have the tree supports and they're supporting anything that's gonna be in midair so that your print doesn't fail. And as you can see, these spikes over here are not being supported because the angle is basically going to print from here and it's going to keep going up and it'll support itself. It does not need any supports. So the slicer automatically puts in the most efficient supports so you don't waste any filament. And you also see that we're now in the preview tab. So what the preview tab does, it tells you how much filament you're going to be using for the model itself, for the supports, and it'll give you a total in meters. Is basically the length of the filament that you'll be using. and it'll tell you the prepare time, model printing time, and the total time, 1 hour and 23 minutes. If I click down here, there's other layer height. If you're setting up different layers, temperature, and then line type. So this gives you outer walls, it'll give you internal solid infill, it'll tell you outer wall, etc., etc. It just gives you a color-coded description of what each part inside the model is going to be. So let's go back to filament. And once you're happy with your preview, and you're happy with all the settings, click print plate. And then this dialog box will appear. And this is your sent print job. It'll basically give you a summary of everything that's going to happen. Are you sure this is the printer that you want? Are you sure that this is the plate that you want? Are you sure this is the filament that you want? And do you want time lapse? What time lapse does, every single layer, it takes a picture and then you'll get a video at the end. You could use it to put it on YouTube or maybe to diagnose what happened to the printer if it fails. So let's click send. And then you'll see this here, sending print job through the cloud. It'll send it to Bambu Lab to their servers, and then it'll download it into your printer. And then from here, it automatically toggles over to the device and it shows you the temperature of the nozzle, temperature of the build plate, is the fan on, are the lamps on, and it tells you all the filaments in the AMS. So right now it's downloading the model into the printer, and in just a few seconds, you'll see that it'll start printing. And it'll give you an ETA on when it's going to finish. So as we said, it was an hour and 23 minutes. Right now it's 6:51 my time, and now it's saying it's gonna finish at 8:24, which is give or take about an hour and 23 minutes. It'll give you an estimate. Don't overly rely on this. It'll be close to it, but it's not gonna be perfect. It usually never is. And then if you click on this button right here, it'll give you a look inside the printer through the camera, and you could use the Bambu Handy app to monitor your prints wherever you are. So I recommend you download the app so you can monitor your prints remotely. Once you print and you're happy with all the settings, it printed, and you think you're going to print this again, I recommend you click on File, Save Project, and you can put it anywhere in your computer. I also recommend you save it as 3MF files. The 3MF format keeps your model and all your settings in one file, way more useful than just exporting G-code. Tip number 2, use your process presets as your starting point. The point 2 is standard, is really well tuned for Bambu printers. Start there and only change what you specifically need. A common mistake is not checking the first layer in the preview. Scrub the layer slider all the way down and zoom in. You want a solid, complete lines with no gaps. Sparse or broken first layer usually means your layer height is too high and the Z offset on the printer needs adjustment. Usually with Bambu Lab printers, it checks that automatically. That's what the prepare time is for. It'll go throughout the plate and it'll try to create a map internally of where everything is. On the older printers like Creality, you had to do this manually. Thank God for Bambu Lab implementing this. And finally, slice often, is fast, change the setting, hit slice plate, check the preview, repeat. Don't spend 20 minutes tweaking without checking the result. And that's the full slicing workflow in Bambu Studio 2.7. Import, settings, slice, send. Looks like a lot at first, but after 2 or 3 times, it becomes completely automatic. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. I read all of them. Subscribe if this helped you. It really does support the channel. And like always, please take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Peace.